Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9, and today's teardown, we're using the macro lens on the Sony, is a light meter, an old school light meter from the 1960s, which is this rather nice beastie, who is made by Kodalux from sometime in the 1960s, and there's the serial number for those who like to play along. And then made in Germany for Kodak, AG. And then on the top is Kodak exposure meter. These things are really cool. This one's especially cool because what you have in the centre, it has marked on here permanently shutter speeds, and then the parts that move are the aperture settings. So what you do is you set your ISO on the back. In this case we've got it set to 400 ISO because we're using a 400 ISO film at the moment in one of my cameras. And then what you do, I don't know how easily I can demonstrate this with the lighting like it is you point, actually I can demonstrate it quite easily. A light at it, point it at a light source, stay there like that torch, move the wheel to the red, and then wherever that sits, depending on your aperture there, so if you've got an aperture of 5.6, you're going to use a 30th of a second shutter speed with 400 ISO film, and all that kind of good jazz. And it's actually decently accurate, actually. They're pretty neat bits of kit, these things. This one I've had to sort of glue back on because it had some problems with the front falling off, revealing the selenium cell. But one thing we should do is we should show you folks what these things look like inside, especially this one, because this one has lots of lovely mechanical wizardry in there. And now we need to find a small enough screwdriver because everything in photography uses micro screws. They're itty bitty microscopic tiny. That you need the world's smallest screwdrivers to actually pop them open. From memory, actually, it is. Forgive the thing falling out your view temporarily. There's not a lot I can do because cameras don't give you the ability to pause, or if they do, they're not this one. And boom! We take this off and we have a full lovely clockwork mechanism in there. The light meter is always pretty much hooked up to the selenium cell that you can see going along here, which is basically an old school diode. This is how they used to do semiconductors back in the day. Even with a little coil of wire that would be acting as an inductor or resistor. There's our needle. Sometimes it gets stuck. There's the coil meter, looking absolutely awesome. And you can see that the actual circuit is very, very basic. But the mechanics on it are something else. Got to give you that view. Got a little resistor or something down there for fine tuning, and there's what the selenium cell looks like from the front. So yeah, quite a neat bit of kit. And then of course there's going to be some mechanics hidden away in here, which is what this hooks straight to. That isn't that easy to see. And you can see there's even like a little cam mechanism on the this. It's hard to see what it's influencing though. It's the meter. It turns the meter on and off, or from one mode to another. Because when the thing's black, then the meter's less sensitive to light. It needs like an insane amount of light going into it for it to move. That I'm just about generating with the torch, compared to red, which doesn't need much light at all, but that seems to be where it's most sensitive, right towards the meter side of the selenium solar cell. Apparently these die if they're left exposed to light. But yeah, that is inside a Kodak light meter from the 1960s. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, because I love all this sort of stuff. Not only is it interesting internally, but it's also actually a useful device that I use.